You ever enjoy watching and playing a sport so much you wish there was a video game version? The sport I like is basketball, and in my case, there's actually two, 2K and NBA Live. One problem though, they both suck. In Ultimate Team, every player I collect in one season will be unusable in the next season, unless you're using it for live events, score 2 points, get a 3-pointer. Well, hey, at least Seasons is competitive. If you consider I can't use anything higher than a 76 or else I'll dominate them, yeah, it's competitive. Well, at least the playoffs are realistic. If you consider versing the Portland Trailblazers in the conference finals realistic.
You be bugging.
Ooh, yay, I'm in the finals. Let's see who I'm versing.
Chicago? You gotta be kidding me! This team can't even make the playoffs!
Let's fix this game. We'll start with Seasons. Who's sick and tired of just playing Seasons to play Seasons? I mean, the gameplay is incredible. You have really cool plays you can make, corner threes, all these incredible dunks, just a whole bunch of great gameplay. But outside of the gameplay, you got nothing. The tasks in the game is what we'll target first. Why is the tasks? Score 2 threes in gameplay, record 2 blocks in gameplay, 1 or 2 dunks. Like, it's just mindlessly boring, easy things. You have to do them anyway, along with the game itself. Score 10 points, you basically recover them all. It's pretty repetitive, pretty boring, and there's just no point of playing Seasons. The only reason why people play Seasons like me is because the gameplay is fun, but the actual tasks of the game, there's nothing. It's just to play the game to play the game. If there was real tasks, like the ones I'm going to give you right now, it would actually make the game fun. Just so you know, the biggest task that we actually got right now is to score 10,000 points with combined gameplay. So Seasons, Showdown, live events, so on. That is the biggest task we got now. The tasks that we should get are individual players and team holes for season. I'll start with the individual players. Make tasks like score 30 points with your point guard, 30 points with your shooting guard, small forward, so on, and have it run through 10 through 50 for individual stats. And the reason why you would work up to that is you score 10 points with your point guard in the game, you get like 5,000 coins, something small, like 1,000 coins. Score 20, 5,000, score 30, and the list just goes on. But not just in every game, like you can have something for every game, but in general, of like out of the whole season, try to get your point guard to score 50 points. But make it not don't make it just a one-time thing. Make it like score 50 points with your point guard 3 games in a row, and just things like that. Have things with blocks, assists, rebounds, steals, like have it for all positions, and don't make it like, you have Ja Morant at point guard and then it immediately switches because of Steph Curry. You switch to his point guard. You scored 50 with Morant, but now you can score 50 with Curry to get the same thing. No, just make it through the whole season, so 14 games, whatever it is, have that locked in point guard. No matter who you use, it's the same all around. To sum it up, you implement those tasks, the game is already more grindable, enjoyable, and playable. Something to actually grind for, look forward to, and play for, not just mindlessly playing around. But you want to make it more enjoyable and grindable and worth actually playing, have rewards. And the rewards should be hundreds of thousands of coins, in between 300,000, depending on the severity of the task. So you score 20 points with your point guard, there should be, like 20,000 coins is the reward, and a player. You should always grind for a player for the high ones, like 30, 40, 50, something. So let's use the beginning of the season, for example. The highest overalls are 85s. You get a 50 point with Ja Morant, you should be getting like an 83, 84 overall player. You score the 2 or 3 in a row, 50 points, you should be getting a high player, like an 85, as well as a decent amount of coins. There should be something for Steph Curry, like your point guard scores 12 threes in a game 3 times in a row, you unlock an 85 overall Steph Curry. And then as the game progresses to 90s, 95s, 100s, that's where the rewards should, maybe the coins can bump up a little bit, but mainly the players. If the coins stay the same every season, the players should be catching up to the other players. Like the max is a 90, Make it an 88 overall, make it a 90, something like that. Always something to grind for, make it worth it, put in your ultimate team. Moving from individual tasks to team tasks, I would implement the exact same rewards of coins and players for these achievements. And I would have achievements like average 20 points or more of a win margin through the whole season. Uh, Beat your opponent by 30 points or more within in 5 games in a row. I would have things for steals overall, like in one game have 10 blocks, in one game have 20 blocks. As a team, hit 23s, 33s. Things that are challenging, but overall as a team, same with steals and points per game. So blow out a team by 50 points 3 games in a row. And the goal is to work up for coins, work up for players, and maybe because it's a team overall, it's a little more exciting and stuff. Yeah, like, stamina and so on, or packs. Just something to grind for that makes you actually go into the game worth playing for. You're having fun and actually having some grinds. Have another achievement of win 10 games in a row, win 20 games in a row, win 30 games in a row. Just things like that, and have things with coins and players, the exact same thing. Like, it's just more fun, more entertaining, more enjoyable. Now that we've discussed basically how to actually make the game grindable, enjoyable, and worth playing, now let's actually play the game properly. I am so sick and tired of having to play teams where I'm blowing them out with low-level players. Can we please make these teams actually good? Like, if I'm versing the Celtics, can it actually be like I'm versing the Celtics and I'm about to lose by 30? Like, can we make it a grind where I can see the difference between my 85 Ja Morant and my 100 overall Stephen Curry? Like, I put my 85 Ja Morant and my 95 Doncic, they're like the same player. Ja Morant misses maybe 3 in a row, 4 in a row, and I'm still scoring every dunk, layup with him. Basically, I'm hitting like 3 out of 6 threes. And Luka, I'm hitting like 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 6. There's really no difference in these low level to high level players. So when I verse the Boston Celtics, if I have an 85, 90 overall lineup, there should be a risk of actually losing. And if I use my actual good players, like my 99 Doncic, or if I was using 110 overall players, I should be actually winning and blowing these teams out. And which I am, but I'm doing the same thing with 85 overalls, blowing these teams out. So to get off this a little bit of a rant, yeah, can we actually have real competition in this game where I can actually lose 5 straight games in a row while actually trying and using my good players? Like, if the game has 110 overalls, these teams should actually be bumped up to like an 100 overall Jason Tatum, and not just to have him there, but for actually him to feel like an 100 overall. The teams I versed, they don't take really any threes until the fourth quarter. They miss basically all of them. Like, there should be a threat of, when I'm running up with the ball, they're actually good at defense, they're good at stealing, they're fast, they can hit threes, something actually hard to face. And going with that, can we please make the playoffs realistic? Can we actually stop having teams like Portland in the conference finals? When I'm in the finals, why am I in the Western Conference and I'm versing the Raptors, Chicago, Atlanta, and Indiana? Like, those are the 4 teams I face the most. I don't think I've seen any other team, to be honest with you. Where's Milwaukee? Philadelphia hasn't made it past the second round, but even them. Like, when is Atlanta passing the first round? When is Chicago making the playoffs? Just, why is it so unrealistic? And same thing when I'm on the East versus the West. Like, Clippers, same thing. They never made the finals, but that's better. But still, I'm versing mainly the Clippers. Sometimes the Warriors pop up, and San Antonio pops up quite often. And I can't remember any other teams really, but San Antonio, out of all teams, like, where's Denver, where's Dallas, Minnesota, some like the Lakers, someone different. Just make it realistic. And speaking of the playoffs, there is almost no point of playing. It just feels like another game because when you win, all you get is a championship token, which you have to grind for over and like 14 games, 10 minutes a game, plus the playoffs. It adds up in time. And then I think you need like a whole bunch, like let's say 50 or 20 championship tokens to get like an 80 something overall, Luka Doncic or whatever. When there's like 110 overalls in the game, and it's just worthless. You get almost no coins. It's just the regular thing. When you win the championship, you should get like 3, 4, 500,000 coins. You should get some kind of pack. Not a specific player, but I would say like an overall good pack that you have to spend, you know, at least like 400 to 700, maybe even 1,000 cash on. Just something to work for. There's nothing, and it's so unrealistic and not competitive, like I said. And the home advantage is the same all the time. I'm in the finals, it's always a home game. I'm in the first round, it's always an away game. Like I understand where they're going with that, but make it different. Like there's nothing wrong with versing a team that you're not in a home advantage. It'd be pretty cool to face the Warriors in the playoffs in the finals, or Lakers in their home thing, and you're shutting them down if you can. Like just make it different, make it worth playing for and enjoyable, and an element of surprise. Do like a virtual coin toss. You choose heads, their tails, obviously. You flip, it's heads. They take advantage, like things like that. To move a little further with seasons, because there's so much wrong with it. Why am I versing Dallas and Boston and they're missing two of their best players? Why is Kyrie Irving not on the lineup for Dallas? And why is Jason Tatum, out of all players, not playing on the lineup on Boston? Why? Porzingis is at the 4 when you can move Porzingis to the 5 and have Jason Tatum at the 4. Well, Jaylen Brown's at the 3. That's how they should have done it. But they have Jaylen at the 3, Porzingis at the 4, and whoever this is at the 5. I just don't get it. Why? Like, Luka Doncic is a point guard. Okay, use Kyrie at the 2. Why is he not there? Why? This game, and these are the only two that I've come across that I can remember, but I'm pretty sure this is out through the whole game. Like, just have the best players play. Like, make it work. It's just so stupid why the best players are not actually playing against you. I don't understand. Even if he was in the lineup, it's not like he plays good anyways. You can have 100 overall in this game, and he'll play like he's a 74. And you want to know what would actually make this whole game better? If you just implemented this one thing, this would make the game already playable, more fun right off the bat. Add commentary. Why can't I add commentary? Why is there no commentary in this game at all? Like none. Not even a basic level of commentary. Like, I just don't understand. It's just swish, clank, dunk, some cheers, the same cheers over and over, the same sounds. Can we add some commentary? Can we, like, anyone, just some kind of, like, Curry for 3, no good, LeBron, oh, like, you don't have to do anything crazy. It could just be the Lakers find themselves down by 10 with 2 minutes to go in the fourth, like, just something. But with the technology you have now and stuff, you can make some very good commentary for this game. And you know what would actually be nice too? A stat sheet. If you had commentary and a stat sheet of basic points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, you would actually have an enjoyable game. I want to know how many points my Ja Morant has from quarter to quarter. It would be kind of nice. Basic basic stats. Yeah, have points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, and you can have basic like 8 for 11, and have the threes. So, has 3 threes. 3 for 10 from deep. Just just things like that, like basic stats. That would add so much to the game. I want to know how many points my Ja Morant has in between quarters so I can try to achieve the goals of seasons, and just for the enjoyment of seeing his stats, like 8 for 11 total, 3 from 10 from deep, like whatever it is, it's just nice. 2 steals, and go for a triple double, uh, quadruple double, turnovers, just things like that. Or even team stats as well, team turnovers. Team is like 20 for 38, and from behind the arc they're 6 from 18. Whatever it is, it's just enjoyable. And you see the other team's stats as well with their individual players. Just make the game fun and interesting. And with the commentary and the stat sheets for team stats and the individual player stats, that would be exciting. Well, that's how I would fix seasons. That's how I would make it to actually make it fun and enjoyable. You can leave your comments and ideas of what you think of my idea down below. But moving on from seasons to a new mode that I created, and here it is. I'm sick of grinding for players every year, looking for an 100 overall this, 105 overall that, and the only time I can use it is next season in live events and in a showdown. Literally 1/4 of gameplay with my 107 overall LeBron to, record 1 assist. Like, this got me sick. So here's a mode that can correct all of it. Let's make Ultimate Season. Ultimate Season is basically every player you've ever used, ever collected, and that you still have that you didn't quick sell, auction, whatever it is. You can use those players in battle of each other. Let me explain. Imagine going on to my team, and there's your ultimate lineup. You have the tab called Ultimate Season, just like the regular season tab. So you hit that. Now, the screen is 2 lineups, 10 players each, starting, bench for both. You have yours and your opponents. Your opponents is actually your players as well from previous seasons. So on my front lineup, I'll have the team I have now. Let's say I got LeBron, Klay Thompson, and let's just say I got 3 other players. And then on my bench, I'm going to have whoever I want. So yeah, Magic Johnson and just all these players. I'm going to go to my other, to the opponent's team, which is all my players as well. So if I wanted to verse my 107 LeBron, I could. And basically, I'm going to have the Kevin Durant there. I'm going to have Jokic there. I'm going to have Steph Curry there. I'm going to have all the players that I want to verse on that team. So basically, you verse the team you want to verse. So I can have like all 60s, the team that I'm using to play against, versing, all the best players. Steph Curry, LeBron, Klay Thompson, whoever. And that's how you would play Ultimate Team, Ultimate Seasons. And to make it even more fun, you can adjust quarters time. So you can have a minute minimum per quarter, or you can adjust it in between from 1 minute a quarter to 12 minutes a quarter. So you can have like a full-on basketball game for 12 minutes per quarter. So you can have like, meet in the middle, 6 minutes a quarter, 6 minutes and 20 seconds a quarter. Whatever you prefer it, with the same shot clock of, the 24 seconds. And you make it like a real game. You adjust it the way you want. It's called Ultimate Season for a reason. It's a free-for-all. And you can choose the courts that you have. So if you collect courts overall, you can get that. You can create a series, best of 7, so a max of 7. So it's like a playoffs, and just have fun with it. And your bench players would actually mean something. Who's sick of not, you have bench players for the boosts? Cool. But who cares about the boosts? Like, honestly, have the bench players to use. So the bench players, because it's Ultimate Season, you can swap, have as X amount of substitutions as many times as you want. So your bench players actually mean something. So that's why you would choose 5 good ones or 5 bad ones. You can have an 110 overall lineup versus a 70 overall lineup. Like, you can make it however you want it, and that's the enjoyment of it. So you're playing, there's commentary, there's stats, and yeah, you can make it series and all that stuff. This is just for fun. There's no rewards. There's nothing like that. No coins. It's just for the fun of it, the pure enjoyment of it. You have an Anthony Davis from like 4 years ago. You like that card? Well, you can't use in Season 9 because you you just can't unless you want to just have him for score a dunk or something or a showdown. And yeah, this would be fun to have this mode, Ultimate Season, and you create the lineups with your own players that you've collected through the years. So you don't have to quick sell your players to get coins for next season. Keep the players, and this is what grinding for Grandmasters and 110 overalls, this would actually mean something to collect players over time. So that's Ultimate Season for you. I think this would be a great mode. This is just for pure fun, enjoyment, and I want to hear about your thoughts and comments. Would you play this? Would you enjoy this? Because I know I would. Now, moving on. Showdown. Now, Showdown is annoying because of the reasons I said before. Like, you can only use your your ultimate lineup from all the previous seasons in this one quarter versus someone else. And I think it's cool you're versing someone else, but I've thought of a new mode called War of Overall, and I would keep Showdown in the game because it's cool, it's iconic, whatever, people like it, but this is more advanced, this is more enjoyable and grindable, and just an overall great addition to the game. War of Overall is a 4-quarter full game, 2 minutes 30 seconds mode, and you verse other players just like Showdown. But in this, the goal is you choose what overall. So you know how in Showdown you choose your lineup that you want to verse, and your overall is like, let's say a 90, and you're versing someone else with like anywhere from 88 to a 91. Well, this you would have to get on the dot for the overall. So you can choose any overall from like from 60 to 115, whatever the max overall is from the lowest overall. So I wouldn't say 77. I say like goes by 5, 65, 70, 75, all the way to like 115, 110, whatever it is. And your goal. So let's say I'm choosing an 85 overall team. Now my bench players are a part of this too. So my starters and my bench players have to be 85 overall versus someone else's 85 overall. So the winner is by, using the same amount of players, whatever, and you're winning by that. But here's the thing. I can use my starters to be an 100 overall point guard, and like the rest are like 80, 82, or maybe a few 90s in there. And then my bench players have to equal out to the 85 overall. So my bench would have to be 70s, 60s, whatever it is. And this is the catch. Every other quarter, so you have 2 quarters with your starters, so first and third or second and fourth versus their starters. So my starters are second and fourth. I'm versing their starters second and fourth as well. And then my bench is quarters 1 and 3. So if I have a very good starting lineup with like 100, I have a 90 and stuff, and I'm versing theirs with an 85, and their bench is an 85 as well, my starters would demolish them, but their 85 bench would demolish my 60s, 70s, whatever I have. The goal is to have an 85 overall team on the dot. So there's some strategy in there. Would you rather all 85s through the whole team? Would you have a couple 90s here and there, a couple 70s, this and that? So it's an enjoyable, fun, mind-tricking, strategic way of playing. Well, you have fun. And then the winner of the whole showdown of that, screw Showdown, not that Showdown. The winner of the whole War of Overall game, it's like Showdown. You have to climb up the rankings, this and that. You can gain coins, packs, like actual good players. So your 60s, your 70s, they all have a purpose in this. And you can do the same for like a 90 overall team, 95, 100, and it's just, this is why you would have these players. You can have a 70 overall team, you just all suck. It's so bad. So this is what I would do to add a new mode to actually spice up the game, make this actually enjoyable and fun, rewards worth going for, grinding for, and this just adds very like a very nice mode to the whole game and making this game feel like it's brand new. So that is War of Overall. Please leave your comments and thoughts about this. Would you play this? Would you like this? I definitely would play this. So these are 3 modes. So Season's the same mode, but actually improved. And War of Overall and Ultimate Season are 2 new modes, actually just having a purpose for your old players, your new players, and just a thing to add to the overall game. Can you change the music of this game? I'm sick and tired of the same two stupid beats. They're so overplayed, so annoying. I think they've been on for like 3 or 4 seasons. I have to mute it. I hate it so much. Just change the music. Like, please. Can anyone tell me, do you still like this music, or are you just losing your mind listening to the same stupid beat? Like, I gotta put it on mute. It's just the dumbest 2 beats. Like, just change it. It's not that hard. And to move on, if you don't add any of these things that I've made, these modes, like if you don't add these modes, who's really spending $69, $70, $144, whatever it is, on these packs to then just waste your players away the next season to score a layup or a dunk, so you can get some live GOTW packs, whatever they're called, game of the week. I don't know what it stands for, but like who wants that and then gets like a 74 overall Joe Harris? And it's just, make the 60s, the 70s, the 80s usable. Make it fun. Like, a game's supposed to be fun. This is just repetitive. It's boring. The best thing they put out is, like, it's just the new players on new teams, and that's not even from them. That's straight up from the NBA itself. So make it fun. Make this actually enjoyable. Please and thank you. To sum it up, create challenges for season for something to strive for, team and individual. Create commentary and a stat sheet, just basic points, assists, steals, rebounds, blocks, team and individual stats, threes, and that's it. Make the competition in seasons difficult, where I can actually use my best players and actually have the possibility of losing a game with my best players. And if I was playing with my bad players, I would actually get smoked, have like a 2 to 3% chance of winning. Make the playoffs realistic. Please don't let me play Portland in the conference finals again. Create the modes Ultimate Season and War of Overall. And change the music of the game. I can't express this one enough. Change the music of this game. And give me a reason to win the NBA Finals. What's the point of the playoffs if I'm getting the same amount of coins basically through the season and barely any cash, and it's just on repeat, man. It's just on repeat. Have rewards worth grinding for. Coins, players, packs, cash, actual things people want in this game that would actually be worth grinding for and actually playing for, having fun along the way. Because at the end of the day, this is just a game. Currently, a very boring and repetitive game, but if you change it the way that I told you how to change it, this would be the best game that there is for basketball, way better than 2K, and just a way different, better, enjoyable game than it is right now. Because right now, I want to delete it. Please enjoy the unrealistic finals of my team, the Memphis Grizzlies, versus the Eastern Conference champs, the Toronto Raptors. With no commentary, no stat sheet, no purpose of actually winning, because nothing is on the stake of losing anyways, as well as no coins, no packs, real packs, no players, and once again, no purpose of actually playing to win, because this game currently sucks. So enjoy this gameplay. Hopefully this is the last time we see this kind of no commentary and so on, and hopefully Season 9 is different. Leave your comments and thoughts below of these ideas that I have, and would you play this game? What would you rate this game if these ideas were implemented? If you don't understand, also drop a comment. I'm more than happy to explain what you didn't understand if you didn't understand anything, and just enjoy this incredible gameplay. Overall horrible game because it's repetitive, boring, and so on. They don't change it. I'm deleting this out. Peace.
you